I did child bullying. Are you a bully? Have you ever been bullied? And do you know someone who is or has been bullied? ABC News tells us that nearly 30% of students are either victims of bullying or are bullies. What type of bullying could your child be suffering from? Do you even know what bullying is? Bullying is aggressive, unwanted behavior among individuals that involve perceived power imbalance. Actions such as threats, rumors being spread, attacking someone physically, verbally, or emotionally is known as bullying. Bullying is not single or random acts of aggression. It is when someone is repeatedly or deliberately attacking you. Bullying can happen at all ages, from the time you're born to the time you pass. There are numerous different types of bullying. I'm only going to focus on 3. Physical, verbal, and emotional. Physical involves physical force, from shoving, spitting, kicking, punching, pushing, to slapping. According to www.a4kclub.org, 77% of students report that they have been bullied. Of that, 14% said they have experienced some severe actions to the abuse, which landed them in the hospital. What would you do if your child came home and you knew they were being bullied? Verbal bullying is when the aggressor uses words to carry on the act of bullying. More than likely, the aggressor chooses a lifestyle, intellect, skin color, or even ethnicity to carry out the acts of verbal abuse. Examples include being teased, tormented, or laughed at. Emotional bullying is any form of bullying with intentions on hurting someone's feelings. Spreading rumors, ganging up on people, making fun of people, and ignoring certain people are examples. Statistics of emotional abuse state that a study of 1,000 women 15 years and older had experienced 36% had experienced emotional bullying growing up. The most common place for bullying happens when your child is at school. The website www.a4kclub.org also states that 282,000 students are physically attacked in secondary schools each month. But bullying can happen anywhere, from the park to after-school activities, neighborhoods, or even your own backyard. While your child is playing, 1 out of every 7 are being bullied every 3 minutes. While that one child is being bullied, do you know what type of psychological effects they have? Bullying can cause major psychological effects on anyone, ranging from short-term to long-term. Short-term include depression, suicide, anger, stress, fear, and failing out of school. On the website bullystatistics.com, it states for every suicide among young people, there are at least 100 attempted suicides. Over 14% of high school students have considered suicide and 7% have attempted it. Long-term effects include inability to trust, sensitivity, insecurity, mental illness, and vengeance. Fear and anxiety can make it really difficult for the child to focus and engage in any type of environment, which makes learning much more difficult. The same website from earlier states that each day 160,000 students miss school every day for being bullied. 43% of kids fear harassment in the bathroom alone at school. Individuals that are bullied, which is the victim, have higher risks of depression and anxiety. Some other effects are change in sleep and eating patterns, increased thoughts of suicide, decreased academic achievement, and are more likely to skip, miss, or drop out of school. If your family does not know their child is being bullied, some possible signs would be the child becoming withdrawn, grades are failing, as well as a child wanting to stay home from school. Physical marks, cuts, and bruises are also good indicators. If your child becomes afraid of being left alone, riding the school bus, or appearing sad and anxious, all of a sudden you might want to start digging for some answers. As for the aggressor, the bullying others, they tend to have a high risk of alcohol abuse and other drugs as an adult. These individuals are also more likely to engage in fights, vandalize property, and drop out of school. According to a4kclub.org, one study reports 60% of boys who bullied others in middle school had a criminal conviction by 24. Who would you go to first if you found out your child was being bullied? Or would you handle it the right way? How are you as a parent going to help reduce bullying at school? Here's the statistic. One child commits suicide every half hour as a direct result of being bullied. 19,000 bullied children attempt to commit suicide every year. I believe the best way to bring these numbers down is to educate. And in my opinion, education starts with the parent. If the child is being bullied, the parent should step up to the plate and tell someone, such as the teacher or the principal. If they do nothing about it, contact the bully's parents. Then again, if they don't want to do anything, contact the local police or an attorney. They can help. I encourage parents to talk to their kids. Keep communication open. If your child is being bullied, make sure they know it is not their fault. Continue to show them love and support. Recent bullying statistics admit that half of all bullying incidents go unreported. The reason for this is more likely related to being embarrassed. No child wants to admit to anyone they are being bullied or beat up at school. Some will say they need to toughen up, but it's not about being tougher. It's about one feeling the need to power someone else. According to bullying statistics, 39% of middle school children and 36% of high school children admit they do not feel safe at school. According to school bullying statistics, the ABCs of harassment, a 2009 survey showed over 100,000 children had carried guns to school as a result of being bullied. The same website states that 85% of teenagers say that revenge as an aftermath of being bullied is the leading cause for school shootings and homicide. The website www.stopbullying.gov is an excellent website that gives you endless amount of information when it comes to bullying. There's a lot of information on what bullying is, how to prevent it, and how to respond if you ever come across it. You as a parent and educator or even the community can do a couple of things, or a couple of the links on the website. It's something to look into if you have the slightest concern about a child. In conclusion, bullying most often happens at school, which happens to be where the child spends most of his time. Verbal, physical, and emotional are the three most common. Not only does a bully deeply impact the lives of victims, but it can also cause trouble for the victim and the aggressor itself. Some ways to solve the problem with bullies is to educate your kids on what bullying is. Keep communication open, and there are plenty of programs out there.
Is it legal to shoot someone that bullies your grandson?
No.
Okay.
Do you think that teachers and school administrators are turning a blind eye to bullying?
Yep.
So, and it starts with the parents. I mean, why don't they have like education starting in even daycare, but kindergarten, the first years about how terrible it is, and maybe there won't be so much going on, teach them that it's wrong.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't you think something like that would help?
Discussion time.
I agree, but most schools just turn away from it, just like the whole sex education. They don't want to do it because of how people perceive it. All right.